Going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Clubs. I'm Dylan. They just got punched in the mouth. They didn't even know how to react.
That is one Derby Diamond.
I'm Mila. Do we want to do a little prediction? That was the last time they showed initiative to go get a fucking player.
City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero.
I'm Grant. They're talking a lot about you 15. How will you respond 15?
We downgraded from Peppa. Do you know how absurd that is?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Clubs. This is episode 72. I'm Dylan alongside Mila and Grant as always. Got a busy one this episode, so we'll try to be as quick as possible. But we've got United sucking, City sucking, Chelsea doing really well, Liverpool sucking. It's pretty much a shit sandwich, except for the Chelsea portions. But it'll be a fun one, as always. And then at the very end, we will preview the biggest match of the weekend being Chelsea versus Arsenal. But before we do that, I'm not going to go big all by myself this time because it's a very, very special day as Erling Haaland nods in appreciation, and as we do as well. We hit 100 subscribers, currently sitting at 106. The goal was to do that by the end of the year. I think I speak for Mila and Grant when I say thank you guys very much. We are appreciative of all your guys' supports across all our social medias and our YouTube. It's been a very fun ride over the year plus that we've been doing this. We love football. We love chatting with you guys, and we love the community that we're building. And as I set the goal of 100 by the end of the year, we are now looking to get to 500 by some point. I'm not going to put a specific
by some point
by the end of the year. That'd be great. I'm not going to put a specific date yet because that's the pie in the sky. But I'm very happy, very happy. But yeah, let's move on to the way that we start every episode. Mila got a fucking predicky. But Grant, I will give you credit. You did catch up to Mila in the correct results category.
Who cares?
That's most important.
Look, dude. If we were betting,
you know what's annoying? We did it over text, and Mila sent his first. It's gonna be like the LeBron meme talking about he knew Kobe was gonna drop 80, but like I was gonna say 2. No, I was like, oh, I'm not. I'll do 3.
Which one did I get right, Dylan?
You got the Chelsea one.
Yeah,
that's it.
Don't make excuses.
3 was greedy, bro. It's Burnley. Like,
don't make excuses.
I was greedy. It's annoying.
Yeah, the everybody got, or me and Grant got 2 right, which were Arsenal and Chelsea, and then obviously we fell flat on. Everybody fell flat on their face with United and City.
I called a draw, dude.
You called a draw.
I was also close.
Right. I have not gotten a United result right in like 2 months.
Yeah,
I was so close to a second predicky.
Which one?
Or maybe it was. Actually, I think I had 2-2 for you guys and 1-1 for.
Yeah, no, I was close to an Arsenal predicky, but they decided to, shit their pants and give away a goal.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that today.
Fucking losers. Whatever. Grant, you get to be happy. Your team beat Barcelona 3-0. So get into it. Your 5 things.
Huge game. Very, very important week we've got coming up. First thing we learned, I think it's something I already knew, but we can compete with anyone on any given night. Earlier against Bayern, the Champions League campaign didn't go our way, but I think we've proved over time that we can compete with anyone on any given day. It's about the performances, and today they were all there. Second one, Esteval, man. I mean, I've been doing a lot of prop. I mean, even before the goal, I was like, yeah, this is just another nice performance. It's looking good. I love what I'm seeing. And then he goes and scores the same goal he scored against us. Out of his mind. We were making jokes about it where it's like, oh, Esteval is going to take Yamal's chain. He actually did. I was crazy. Obviously, Lamine put in more time. Like, he had an unbelievable season, right? Runner-up in Ballon d'Or. But Esteval and otherworldly talent. As soon as he gets that breakthrough in the Premier League in terms of starting games, again, like I said a while ago, once that happens, there's no going back. Like, you're not going to be able to take him out of your lineup. Third thing, Cucurella, man of the match. We talked about the Yamal. He's got to pass the Cucurella test. Did not. Cucurella got a really bad yellow at the end of the first half as well, which I thought kind of worried me a bit on a clean tackle. But he was all over Lamine. None of the Barca attackers really had too much space or really much time to really make anything happen. But yeah, Lamine was very quiet for the most part. And I think Cucurella played a huge part. He was at left center back in possession with the ball, but he also is linking up, getting down the line when he can. We're starting to get more of a grip on those rotations and being able to replace players in possession. If Cucurella thinks it's time to get forward, someone's got to be able to cover in that space for him. And we're really getting there. Fourth thing, Enzo Maresca propaganda. You'll always hear it from me. The reason I think we can beat anyone on any given night, is because of this guy as our manager. I think he can game plan against anybody. We saw what he did to Luis Enrique in that final in America, and we just saw it again. I mean, Hansi Flick, to be fair, Barcelona, we know how they play. It's kamikaze. It reminded me a lot of the Tottenham game 2 years ago where they had two men sent off and they just kept playing at the halfway line. So it's pretty easy to pick apart from a tactical standpoint, but there's a reason Barcelona are one of the best teams in the world. 54 straight games with a goal until today. The defensive record that we have too, Robert Sanchez being second in clean sheets with the center backs that we have, I think it's a testament to the manager. So I really well played. And then fifth and final thing, the midfield was absolutely immense. We always talk about, I think that's another big reason we can compete with anybody is because of the guys we have in the middle. There's soldiers. And Enzo was fantastic for me today. Some of the Chelsea fan base doesn't love the whole Tenzo thing, but I think today he was brilliant. Reece James in the first half played in the middle. He did have that giveaway early that almost cost us a goal with Ferran's chance. But I thought he had a really good performance. Moved to right back second half, same thing. Caicedo, I don't even think was at his best today. I think in possession, he was a little sloppy, had some giveaways, but defensively, his awareness is fantastic. And then Andre Santos, who came on at halftime, same thing he was doing against Burnley, just covering space. Esteval's goal comes from him picking off a pass, his anticipation, athleticism, quality. I think he's really starting to show something. And I think we'll probably see a lot less of a fullback in midfield once he starts to earn that trust and show his ability. So, man, I wish I could talk more.
Well, we will talk more. I do want to start with Esteval because that kid is a wicked, wicked baller. When you talk about star quality, right? Like if I'm going to turn on a game right now, if I turn on a Chelsea match, like I've been talking about it for multiple weeks now, I'm turning it on because I want to watch Esteval play. And this kid's doing it against the biggest clubs on the biggest European nights, like wicked stuff. Like this kid is just above the grade for what an 18-year-old should be. And I know that like Yamal was it felt like almost this weird, like they were calling him shit.
2 18-year-old wonder kids.
And I know that I just saw a quote from Enzo Maresca that said, well, we don't want to put them into the Ronaldo and Messi category. Look,
whatever he says, Dylan. Whatever he says, I'm in.
The fact that he had to go to the media and say that shows you the talent that this kid possesses, that we are now looking at a passing of the torch, so to speak, where people are recognizing the talent of this child. Like he's a child still. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's like you said, I mean, that was the same goal he scored against us on his weak foot, just roofing it near post. When we talk about repeatable actions, like I think about when we were saying how Garnacho is a good fit at Chelsea. It's like, oh, repeatable actions, right? He can 1v1, get by his guy. If you could score that goal again, like the fact that that is a repeatable action for him, just to be able to have that confidence on his weaker foot,
yeah, that
is what kind of shows me like at his age and his understanding and ability, just perfect combination.
He's a freak. He's a freak. Perfect time to pick up form too. If Palmer's coming back and stuff, if you can start to get them to click together, it's a scary sight.
This we talked about on the last episode, I think, when we were speculating that they might be trying to ramp him up by the time Palmer comes back. I feel like that's been the case. We're clearly seeing it now. He's starting to ramp up minutes right as Cole Palmer is going to come back into the team. Slight setback because of a FIFA game, but we move.
Allegedly.
I think it's going to be very exciting. And again, for anyone that was counting them out as contenders or just competition in this league at the top, I think they need to hold on a little bit. Like we talked about I think they've been getting a lot of shit for the position that they're in, and they're clearly only getting better, and they don't even have their best player on the pitch. So
You beat me to it, Mila. That was the next thing I was going to say. I mean,
well, I
along
didn't
with
watch the
Palmer.
game, so I got to say something.
Well, it's important to mention. I mean, Palmer's. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, the past 2 years, ever since he's gotten here and started playing, it was Cole Palmer FC. Every time he misses a game, we're down and out, right? And then last year, run of games where he wasn't available and we fell off, right? To go along with our far and away most stable center back, right? Colwell, he's very important to how we play. He's out. I mean, Wesley Fofana, again, I feel like he goes very under the radar because, again, he's missed a ton of games for Chelsea. But as soon as he's back in the lineup, we start to look like a much more competent team. At this point, I can't see it as a coincidence, right? Even if it's not the way maybe other defenders kind of move you when you're watching the game, at this point, it has to be said, and especially with what we've seen from other center backs in the team. I mean, Tosin at the beginning of the year, I was talking him up a lot, but as I came to realize, he's not an A-side center back. And Chalobah, again, not the same thing. I thought he also performed well tonight. Fofana, when he's fit, he's so aggressive, front-footed, recovery pace, and again, can carry the ball. He's got quality with the ball at his feet. I think it's huge to have him fit, and I think it's a really important for us moving forward that he stays fit. I'm hoping he can play on the weekend as well. But, man, once Palmer comes back, like you said, I think when you're playing next to that guy, it can only help.
Yeah,
so
the game only gets
seeing
easier.
those two link up, I'm more than you could believe. So excited.
I mean, if the thought is too that one of them needs to be doubled, then the other one's probably going to have open space. You guys are just going to make a headache for any team, and if it's able to be tested against Arsenal, I totally would love to see it. But
telling me, yeah, and I think
later. We'll talk about that later.
On the game, right? On the game itself, I think Pedri's obviously a big miss for Barcelona.
Yeah, having Eric
still don't
Garcia
think there
in the
was
sixth.
Yeah, that's rough
Oof.
days. I mean, the midfield was. We took the game to them. There was no doubt about that.
Yeah.
There was no doubt in the approach of this game from us. I think Pedri not being here is a huge part. It's a tough miss for them. But I mean, I don't know. The way this game was going, the red card to me doesn't even feel as significant. I just felt like this game was going to end up going this way. Obviously, it would have been a lot tougher with 11v11 for an entire half. But they didn't really have anything for us bar the Ferron chance at the beginning of the game. And just like we've harped on all the time during their bad run of games, self-inflicted, or it's bad in your own half, right outside your own 18-yard box. So I always felt like the game was going this way. That we always talk about styles make fights, and just the way Barcelona play just makes so much sense. And then the fact that Maresca even put Neto up top, it was just like, yeah, you know exactly what we're going to do because we know exactly what you're going to do. And the whole game, I mean, we scored, 3 disallowed goals, like 2 razor-thin goals with VAR decisions. We could barely even hold our runs, but you clearly saw the approach the whole game. As soon as the press is beat, all right, hold your runs. It was so obvious. Like, I really couldn't believe what I was watching. But yeah, I mean, it was just start to finish. There was no resistance. There was the one chance early on, and then from that point, it really felt. I mean, we even scored our first disallowed goal before that. Like, I feel like that almost set the tone. It's like, oh, like this is how they defend. Araujo was horrific. I mean, we've heard about it because, again, we don't watch La Liga every week, but I've heard about him, his drop in form. Obviously, he had fitness issues, but he was awful. We almost spent like 80 million on that guy.
I think
Thank
you
goodness
and I saw his
not.
last good game, IRL.
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
Uruguay-Brazil game. No, he was great in that game, and then he got hurt.
Oh, the game we were at. Yeah.
The game where I haven't seen him at that level since then. Unfortunately,
steep decline in his play.
I still think that he's a very good center back. I just think that he's a product of an environment. And it's you called them Spurs, dude. Like, look, both of the cards that he picked up in this game are a direct correlation to
the fact that's the insult.
Well, look, like at this point, teams are calling their bluff. They're saying, "Hey, you're going to play this ridiculously high line," and this is what happens with Hansi Flick every single year. The fact that you guys played Neto up top, and there was no idea of like, "Hey, maybe we should like gear this back," and this is just the way that he plays. Like, you're asking your players to do this. You're asking your players to get in trouble. And Araujo is just a product of that. Like he's their captain. I don't think the captain makes a play like that if that's not instructed in him. Like I know
but
he's a little crazy.
the
but, like,
yellow card was him going face to face with the ref. And then the second yellow is just such a ridiculous challenge, knowing that you're on a yellow. You know you can't do that.
the
Like, so
problem is
that is just
he mistimed
and
the
the fact
tackle, right, with the high line, but there was no one behind him. You guys were surely in, and it's 2-0.
on a yellow
And
in
right,
the
look,
first half. I just
look,
no.
the idea is that he should not have done that, right?
Of
It's
course,
a bad
he's
play,
in that
but
position because of the way they play.
it goes to Maresca, right? Like this is the same type of thing I was talking about with when United got the red card against Chelsea early in the year, where like your manager can make decisions harder on the opposition if you force those things to happen. And this
Right.
was exactly what happened. Like Neto and Garnacho and Estevao in behind caused all that stuff to happen. And that goes to Maresca. He gets a big feather in the cap for me in terms of another big game where he met the other manager and bested him again.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he loves a big game, and we've got another one. We'll not get into that. But
no,
with Arujo too, Kubarsi next to him, I thought he was fantastic today. I thought Kubarsi was very good. And again, maybe he's that good of a player, but the fact that a teenager can walk into this team and look that, I mean, even last year, Inigo Martinez was 33 years old playing in that suicide high line, and he looked amazing for most of the year. So that's kind of where I hold my reservations with Araujo's dip in performance. Like we've seen other guys step in. Eric Garcia's looked good. And he plays right back. He plays DM and even a center back. He looks good. So
I just don't know how much to actually take for Barcelona because every time I watch them in the Champions League, they do this every week. Like they gave Club Brugge 3 goals. Like this is just their style.
Not an indicator of where La Liga's at right now?
Yes, no, 100%. It's not on the same planet. It's not on the same planet.
Is clearly the best league in the world
right
now. I don't think anyone
like if you're plucking, because people talk about like the top team from each league playing. That's not what we're talking about. Every league has top teams.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is let's take 12th place from the Prem and let's take 12th place from XY league. Like that's what we're talking about there. And I agree, Mila. I think that team, Palace last year, I mean, they'd probably smoke every other 12th place team.
I texted Shadman about this because he was saying that like he was talking about Real Madrid and Barca, and I was saying that there's just a lack of iron sharpening iron in La Liga right now, where every single time a La Liga team goes out, they are just kind of walking through games. Like I watched
Liverpool did to Madrid.
Yeah, no, but I just watched Real Madrid like go through a draw against a team, and it was like they're not even playing good, but they're able to pick up points, and it's those two teams alone.
They don't have to.
Bilbao at the weekend, Barca beat them 4-0 with a similar lineup, doing the same stuff. Like it's not coming hard at all to them, to those two teams in the league, and there's no competitive nature. Like Chelsea go through a gauntlet to get to this point in the season.
Burnley,
whereas. Sure. Burnley gave up more of a fight in the game than
I agree.
Than Barca did. But when you get
every game in the Prem is tough.
Yeah, and when you get punched in the mouth in the Prem, you have to adjust. It happens naturally. You make adjustments based off of that, and that makes you a better side. Barca
we rotated more
Real,
against
do that.
We rotated more against Benfica and Ajax, 2 European giants, than Burnley. Like that speaks levels to me. Yeah. Like Prem games are taken much more seriously. Maresca, I mean, he rotates as much as any manager, right? But you can clearly see the difference in at least how he's viewing it versus, oh, we're going to play Ajax, we're going to play Benfica, or oh well, we gotta Nottingham Forest. Like we need to be ready for that game. That's a tough game. So yeah, I do think that speaks levels.
Yeah, I guess the only other player that I wanted to highlight from this match that I was like uber impressed with, and I've been uber impressed with over the last like 5 or 6 weeks, has been Enzo Fernandez. You know, me and Mila were not high on him when we started the pod, and since it's the 100th sub pod, I have to bring it up. Like he's been phenomenal.
I feel like we gave him his respect throughout the journey.
100%. No. We've to tell you how much we've evolved as a podcast here. We've done our due diligence in getting back to he is a good footballer, and today, I mean, he really should have had a couple of goals. Some of the disallowed stuff. Yeah, but he was phenomenal on the day, and he's doing it in a variety of different ways, which is really impressive to me. Like he's doing the contributions defensively, but he's also doing it in the 10, and he's like playing as like a second captain. And I've just had a lot of growth of him as a player, which has, I think, made me appreciate his game more. And this game was a kind of culmination experience of that.
I might not be loud enough about him, but when you think about him, like you said, he's our vice captain, and this guy was willing to come to us when we were in like 15th place. So he wanted to come here, and like he fights for the badge every time he's out there. He knows what it means, and like you're saying, he's starting to put it all together in all phases of his game. I thought he was a deep lying playmaker. Now he's just a box crasher. What is he? Starting to really get the understanding and be able to affect the game in all phases. I mean, he arrives in the box. He always ends up in good positions. He's scoring headers, and then he still has the ability to play make and break lines. I mean, he has legs now. He can cover ground. He's proper. So huge fan of everything he's done for us and the leader that he is. Because you forget, he's also a very young player. He's like 25. So he's come a long way and long way to continue.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll stop the Chelsea talk for now. We'll get back to them at the end of the podcast.
Oh yeah.
We'll now switch gears to our mid podcast shit sandwich, starting with Mila's team. Mila, what did you take from Manchester City versus Newcastle?
But again, it's 3 things observed, not 3 things learned with City this year. We need scorers outside of Holland, but to put it more plainly, players outside of our top 2, our talismans, need to step up in the chances that they get. I think the second thing, with Pep's lineups being so consistent lately, I think we are light on options off the bench. And I think if you just look at the lineup we put out today, he thinks that as well. And he wanted to get some match sharpness to their legs. So I think that could be one thing. We don't really have any spark off the bench right now. We kind of just hope that the starters can get the job done. And the third thing, I just don't think we were good enough on the day, and that's coming ever so often now with the team. But there are glimpses. I don't think we played a terrible game, and we clearly just weren't there on the day. And I do think that's the main reason we lost. But also on top of that, there's some questionable VAR calls, I think, that can be discussed. And you guys know I don't like to talk about it, but I don't think that's why we lost. I think regardless of VAR, we had every opportunity to win that game, and we did not take it. So at the end of the day, that's how footy works. You don't take your chances, and the other team does, and you lose. But I do think that both of those can be talked about in detail.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the VAR stuff and then get into our main topic, or do you want to hit that at the end?
Let's do it first. So
Let's do it first.
Get it out the way. I think the first one, the Foden thing, is more concerning to me than anything else. For that not to be considered reckless. I know he gets the ball off before the tackle, but he takes out his whole planted foot after the shot. Anywhere else on the pitch, that's a foul. So I don't know. That one bothers me more than the other one. The only thing for the other one that I'm concerned about is that they adjusted Ruben Diaz's position
when he was jumping, right?
Yeah, he wasn't jumping where Gumar
the VAR should have.
Yeah, they definitely tinkered with that one a little bit. Not saying it's like in a rigged way, but whatever they did was strange and interesting, I guess.
It's interesting. Both of the situations, at first glance, I was like, that looked borderline. And then we got a replay, and I was like, that's a pen, and that's offsides. Yeah. And both times,
for both of them, post replay, I was pretty convinced that the decision should go our way.
Right, yeah.
And initially, I don't think that was the case. I think the first one, I thought Shar probably got it or didn't get him. It was just a little fall or something. Looked a little reckless after the replay. And then, like you're saying, with the review, he's barely offsides. It's just questioning what the parameters for that are. One, why is he jumping? Two, why is the law about his armpit. And they're doing it from the middle of the bicep?
Yeah.
Like that. This is how what, half a yard?
I've seen them do that before. That's the annoying part. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's
They're
just no
drawing a line.
consistency.
They draw a line where if the ball hit them there and they scored a goal, it would get disallowed. I've seen that done before where it's like, why is the line there? And when I've seen it before, when I've noticed that, it hasn't had an impact on the call itself, right? And he's either on or off anyways. But they're considering it as you can score with this party. But I'm like, no, you can't. It's like they'll draw it at the elbow. It's like, well, what are we doing? And like you also said with a higher threshold in the box, yeah, they do that all the time where it's like, that's 100% a foul anywhere else, but it's not called a foul in the box. You see that a lot too. And it's just very confusing. So yeah, to your point and kind of like whole sentiment, it's like, I just still don't get it. It's not, oh, this is why we lost. I'm just, it's confusing, and that makes it annoying.
Human error is fine, especially with VAR. Like, yeah, you still think it's possible. But when your VAR team tells you, hey, I think you got this wrong, Chief, and you still are like, nah, like, I don't know. Like, if you went, like, this makes no sense to me because just wasn't jumping.
Yeah.
One. And two, like, what? It's almost
I thought it was semi-automated.
You know what? That's
semi-automated.
No,
yes,
because it took like 5 minutes.
They tried it.
Did it not?
It's not semi. I thought they trialed semi-automated offsides.
That doesn't look semi-automated. Well, I mean, it looks, but like,
it took
like 5. I remember it in real time. It took forever, and it was just like, what are we doing?
They were going to trial it. I think, was it even in the Prem or was it like a cup game?
They did trial it in the Prem. I remember the Dalot goal was. That's why this doesn't make sense to me, because the whole point of having semi-automated stuff is so that it becomes quicker and we get to things with better conclusions. When we
somehow
looked at
gotten more convoluted.
Like, I mean, look, like, I don't know how we determine anything anymore, but the idea that, like, even this image looks like he's off. Like, are we saying that Ruben Diaz can?
Yeah, why are they showing me the same shitty side angle that you get in real time? The whole point is give me the right angle.
Why aren't we having a fucking flesh line
like
where
the Cucurella goal, like the first goal we scored today? Cucurella, I thought he was miles offside, and then they show you the angle on the side, and I was like, wow, I still think he's offside, but they showed me the angle, and I was like, oh, he's onside.
It is the richest league in the world. The idea that not every single pitch has cameras on every single fucking side that can do this exact thing is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling because this is a call that ultimately decides the game. Whether I like that idea or not, to Mila's point, like, City should have been more competitive. Absolutely. But it did have an impact on the game, and that's annoying. Look, I'm not a City guy. I'm a United fan. It didn't bring me joy or anything that it was overturned or whatever. But it's just like, I want the game to be officiated and called at the highest level, because when it's turned to United, I want that same level, right? And I know that it's going to happen again multiple times this season where we have to have this conversation of like, VAR fucked it up again. That sucks. That sucks. Richest league in the world. Sorry, that's a conversation that makes me always super fucking annoyed.
Kuna's gonna be mad he missed out on another VAR discussion.
Because he just gets too emotional about it.
For every sport I've watched with him, he always says the ref. Every time. Bro, he just hates refs. Sorry, he's consistent.
Love you, Fac.
All right, let's get to the main talking point here about City, which is City stars need a supporting cast. You mentioned it in your first observation. And I kind of look at it as every blockbuster hit has a Tom Cruise, and I go to see the movie for the Tom Cruise, but I end up leaving saying, wow, that supporting actor or actress was amazing. And so far this year with any Mission
movie with
Impossible, I'm trying to think.
Which side character?
Rain Man.
Okay.
I mean, I think this was just the easiest way to say that Donnarumma had a really good game and someone other than Haaland needed to step up because he didn't have a good game. I think a lot of that comes down to Malik Dia playing just a fantastic game on the day. And then also Donnarumma had more chances to make stops because we were so fucking bad at building out the back. So in terms of the supporting cast, I think Pep just got the setup wrong in the beginning. He didn't build that cast to help the two of them. But to also, I do feel that Rodri and Nico G were set to play this game together and just run the middle of the park, and Rodri had a setback. So we had to play a Foden, Bernardo, Nico G lineup in the midfield, which
Against
wasn't,
that
they weren't getting
midfield.
bodied, but they were getting outrun a little
Yeah.
bit.
It's a
and
very
certainly
physical
just
midfield.
they were more aggressive. I don't think they lacked physicality, and I think on the day we weren't technical enough at all to just deal with their level of press and energy.
It's a tough place to play.
And they were up for it.
They were up for it. They needed a spark. They haven't had much. We talked about them being one of our biggest disappointments. Like, they just haven't done a lot this season. So they were looking at this. This was penciled for them.
Do you remember though what I did say before the game, that having both fullbacks back is huge in the way they like to play.
Livramento and Hall.
Like,
Well, now they're not back.
Burn
Okay.
and Burn's not able to do what Lewis Hall does in possession, interplay with the wingers, get forward and get into midfield, operate in those spaces. And Trippier at his age with his legs can't do what Livramento does, offer that outlet, get forward. So having those two back was huge for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we were just poor on the day, which is a lot of it. And Foden just needed to put that shot away. It changes the game entirely. But also,
I think you made a good point with the supporting cast. I mean, Savinho, it was everyone was talking about it with the transfer saga that never ended up happening. But I saw a tweet today, like, if you put his brain in a cow, it'll bark. But like,
bark, yeah.
I saw the clip of him like he turned the ball around when he had space and just slipped and fell. And I mean,
well, he didn't.
He's a young player,
start.
but
he didn't start.
Yeah, I think you. Yeah, but even when he came on, like, to have
like
that type
to
of impact,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't have anyone.
there is
off
no
the
impact.
bench. And I think that's why him and Bob started today, along with the likes of Reinders, Lewis,
Marmouche,
Trafford, Marmouche, literally everyone that hasn't been playing is Pep realized that he had to go look at his bench when things weren't working out. The game plan wasn't working against Newcastle. He looked at his bench and he went, "Fuck it, I'll just throw these guys out there, hoping something will work." He literally threw Bob and.
I'm looking at the lineup.
Take
crazy.
out Cherky and freaking Doku, who are our best players in the way that Newcastle like to set up defensively.
Nico G's the only guy that kept his spot.
Yes, because he has to.
That's out of necessity.
Kovacic is out for the season, basically.
Yeah, what I saw the hair he had now. Did he?
That is beautiful.
Take an injury for hair surgery?
I wouldn't blame him.
He didn't need hair surgery.
Beautiful head of hair.
Hasn't been doing anything but growing.
I know,
hair.
but like it's I don't know, man. Dodgy situation.
Yeah, I think we just lack options, and in some of these positions, we have options. They're not good options right now.
Right.
I think
they're
we
not
thought they would be a lot better than they were, and to what we were saying kind of about Chelsea plenty of times is that you guys need an experienced player in the one or two positions that know how to fucking play the position and can just go out there and perform week in, week out. That's what City's looking at in the January window. So it all makes sense to me. In terms of just Pep's mindset, I think everyone can talk about the tactics, and I've seen a lot about it. But in terms of what Pep's thinking at this time and why he's doing what he's doing, I haven't seen a lot of talk about it. So I think it's a little more interesting.
I'm not as concerned with him.
No,
I'm not concerned, but it's like he does things for a reason. It's not
deliberate. Yeah,
he's throwing spaghetti at the wall. He's meticulous. So it's like clearly he sees an issue with that starting lineup that he was running for a month and a half straight. He wants these other guys up to speed, and he's trying to find a solution. I don't know what that solution would be necessarily. I feel like it is the right wing. But we don't have any options until maybe.
I think you got to find a way to get Marmouche in the team with his goal scoring ability, considering what you guys are lacking in terms of other goal scoring options.
There's absolutely
how you get him
no
in.
point. He's going to be gone in 2 months. He's an elite player on one of the best.
Thanks for the heads up. Forgot about that.
Like he's going to be gone in 2 months. Like everyone's worried about his minutes right now. He's clearly not getting minutes because there's no fucking point in giving him minutes and building
it's
him
a
into
tough
this
one.
team for the hardest part of the Premier League.
AFCON's the worst. I have no idea why it's to do one.
You know why.
The timing of the tournament, not the tournament, Dylan. You got to be specific.
No. The timing of the tournament makes no sense. The fact that there is an AFCON and the same year as a World Cup year is so fucking stupid.
Okay, yes.
It's so
crazy.
stupid. Look, the AFCON being in December, like, I'm not a huge fan of it regardless, but like in any other year, I'd be okay with it. The idea that there's an AFCON in the same year as a World Cup year, it's mind-boggling to me. Ghana, a team that is in the World Cup, is not playing an AFCON. Does that make any sense?
It kind of does now that you say it like that.
Right. It should make sense. But then there are
Maybe
other
they
teams.
decided not to go to the AFCON.
Bigger fish to fry.
You got Egypt.
There's
who
certain
are
teams
in
that
both.
didn't make the World Cup that are going to AFCON, right?
For sure.
Yeah, like Cameroon. But like, it's
Nigeria,
just it hurts
right?
my brain.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the kings of African footy.
Yeah, they're not in the World Cup.
Oh man,
Jokes.
And my team's gonna get.
You definitely bring up a good point. We could probably do a whole video on AFCON pros and cons. AFProCon.
AFProCon. To go back to the city stuff, I just think it comes down to the role players playing better. Like you said, Foden puts away that chance. It's a whole different game.
It sounds like the Chelsea conversation.
really
they have the bench players, but they're not there yet.
It's
just different.
They're not
going to
have time to get there, I think.
Right.
One
it's
guy
new
just
signing,
from a
or it's a
broken
young
leg.
player.
I think
or
Bob
it's an older
had
player
that potential.
past it, like,
yeah, we don't have the time for them to develop.
Yeah.
No.
With the expectations for the club, like Savio and Bob do not have time to develop. Cash in, get buyback clauses, go get a right winger.
Yep. The Semenyo noise makes so much sense.
It
just makes sense.
Dynamic.
He's not going to AFCON.
It just makes sense.
It makes
Ghana
so
didn't
much
qualify
sense.
for AFCON? What?
That's what I just said. It was
that's what I'm saying.
Cameroon.
Cameroon did not make the World Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, World Cup. Okay, so yeah, we're getting confused. All right, sweet.
But
yeah. The Semenyo move makes sense. A right back, like a proper right back, makes sense. Not that Mateus Nunes was even bad in this game.
You just don't have a right back.
The defense was a lot worse, but we do not have a right back. If he goes
literally
down,
do not have a right
I do
back.
not want Rico Lewis in every game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need more out of them, and I think Foden's been offering that literally every game but this game, which is unfortunate. For the goal that he missed too, I think it's way worse that he missed because he should have just fucking played Haaland in the first place. And that might have changed the whole game because Haaland needed to see an easy goal go in because he was just missing on the day. Little decisions though, he's gonna see that back and learn from his mistakes. So it's not the end of the world. Chelsea are gonna take points off Arsenal. So
yeah, I don't know. We talked about it with Doku and him being the X factor. Like, if he can get to the level of being a consistent goal threat or assist threat every single game, then I put City in a different stratosphere as most teams. But he isn't, and Foden hasn't been. And that's really the issue that I'm stumbling into. Is that you guys haven't won a game when Haaland hasn't scored.
Yeah,
that's a stat. Like, there's certain underlying stats where you're like, okay, like I can't beat around the bush there. Like, you guys haven't won a game if Haaland isn't scoring. That continued in the Champions League. That's crazy. I mean, look, it just goes to say how good Haaland is, which is our observation every single week.
I think that's fair, but also if you look at the past teams that we've had, this has never been an issue. We've had world-class strikers for years. Even we've had Haaland for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And this has never been an issue. We were scoring 100 goals a season, and he was contributing a lot of them, but not all of them. So it's like, this is clearly an issue as a team and roster building in terms of goal scorers. We did pick up a guy that can match those levels, but we just talked about it. He's not going to get put into the squad because he's about to leave to go play for Egypt.
It's crazy.
Then that leaves us one guy that we've seen do it before, but now he's in a deeper role. So to ask him to get those goals for Foden consistently is, I think, a little ridiculous since he's playing deeper. And Doku, like, he's not going to overnight turn into a 25 GNA guy. So that'll take a year or two. And I think he's on the right track. But we need immediate G&A. So back to Semenyo, I think it makes perfect
Yeah.
sense for
I think that's
for
a good
him and for
good way to transition.
Good segue.
Speaking of another team who will be impacted by a star attacker leaving for AFCON to go play for Egypt. I think that's a perfect transition.
Man. What? You know what? We needed a shit sandwich. We'll take 5 minutes here to really fucking pour it on. These fucking losers suck. Fuck them, dude. This is awesome. My day was made. And then my weekend was ruined later. But my day was made. Like, what a day. 3-0 against Forest at home. Give me
19th
some.
place. 19th place for us.
last
Give me
time
some.
a team scored against Liverpool or win one at home was I think Nottingham was the last team to do that.
Yeah, 1-0 last year.
Cool stat.
Deitch in 19th place.
What was this? Sorry, what was the stat? I missed it.
I think it
That's the last time they
something to
lost
do
at
with-
home.
Yeah,
To United.
just losing at home? No.
Oh,
it's
well,
not.
this year.
It's
Last year was Forest.
The
Only
only
lost at
time
home.
they lost last year was 2-1. Yeah.
Hudson Odoi winner.
I
By
don't remember the stat
Hell
they said
yeah.
on the TV then.
I think it
definitely
was
watched it.
that they've
It's
done
something involving
two in a
Liverpool
row
being in
against them.
12th.
There's no way there's anybody that's done that in any recent note. 2 in a row at Anfield.
I don't think it was that either.
Mhm.
Whatever. They
Whatever.
suck.
They
Artist
suck.
slot.
Dude,
Fraudulent slot.
Just real quickly, like, is
Is it all
this the
flop?
end?
Dude,
Is
this
this
is
the
his
end?
team. What are you talking
I
about?
had
Is it all
I had
slot?
a little conspiracy going around in my head this morning that with the Xabi Alonso heat, like it's all starting to line up. Maybe he ends up at Liverpool, but I was seeing stuff about him
They're
being
not
backed
that
at
good.
Real Madrid. So maybe not. But like you said, Mila, last year with Slot, maybe I wasn't 100% sold on him being a top level manager. But what I will say with him, there were adjustments. Right, he would be able to adjust mid game, make adjustments. And in the past few
Not
games,
his-
you'll just see like
not
8
his system.
attackers on the field. You're hooking your only other
Yep.
center back.
It
You're
wasn't
putting a
his system.
midfielder in. I mean, we talked about it
I-
before the season started. My big reservation, and I was high on them, was I like Frimpong, I like Kirkes, right? I think they're good players, but how are you going to utilize both of them in the same team with the guys? I was confused, but I was like, you know what? Slot's got the
Buy
benefit
back.
of the doubt. We always said it. He has the credit in the bank. So let's see what
I-
he comes up with.
I don't.
You are right.
I
This is
think-
his team.
I mean, I've been saying it for a very long time. I think
They're not spending this much money ever again.
He is not a good coach. The way, like, you just don't play this footy with the team you have, and like, clearly there was remnants of what Klopp built last season. He spent $500 million to build his team and his image to defend a title, and they're shitting it away.
12.
I called them a fucking relegation team last pod. And then they go on to lose to one of the relegation contenders, 3-0 at home. Like, I don't know how many more times I can say this on video to over 100 subscribers now that this guy's a fraud.
You guys are full, huh?
Yeah.
Full plates. I don't know how you guys are.
Oh,
eat on
dude,
Thanksgiving. You guys have been
I
eating
eat-
too good
No,
for a
dude.
long time.
Look, I have
Geez,
never been
3-0
able
against Forest is
to
crazy.
eat like that, but I
I
eat
think
every
all-
weekend.
yeah.
At this.
I benched
I mean,
Murillo.
going back to our talk earlier, they beat Madrid 1-0 in the
Convincingly.
Champions League match. And then they go to lose to a relegation side 3-0. That shouldn't be scoring 3 goals in any game, let's be honest.
Deitch.
Any game. Deitch
Deitch didn't protect the 1-0 at Anfield.
Defender in
He said,
the
I need
league.
2, I need
Like,
3.
I don't understand. I think they were very overhyped last year, very lucky. And like Dylan put up on the title, this is one of the worst reigning champions I've ever seen.
Probably
People
we were the
wanted to
last
give
ones
us
I'd
shit
say.
last year. I would
would
just
probably
want to
be
put
us.
this out there. We were getting shit on last year. Throughout the season, people were laughing their asses off. Where did we finish? This is
I
looking
think
worse than that.
I mean,
talked
we
in our
finished
text about
we
that.
finished 10th after a title. No, I think that's probably the worst title defense in terms of
No,
their
I know that's
competition.
literally
That's their competition.
Yes, literally worst
At this
but
rate.
In terms of
I-
like,
Watching them play, yeah.
and you
I
guys
Night and
didn't
day
spend
from
half a
last year.
billion to back up the fucking title.
Yeah, there's so
No, we
much more.
spent half a billion in 12th, not to get to 12th. It's very different.
Yes,
Yeah,
but you
no,
didn't.
it's
You
very
didn't break the record transfer fee twice in one window to go on and do this.
2 separate windows. in between 6
my
months.
point
Yes,
still stands. Like
context,
everything
no
I'm
doubt.
saying is correct.
I'm just saying we also spent money, so I can't harp on them for that particular. But in the
They spent
context of
$500
in
million
the context of
one
they brought in
window.
Federico Chiesa, who needed to play after they clinched the title to make sure he can get a medal. So they essentially signed nobody, won the title, and then Isak, Wirtz, Kirkish, Frimpong, all these guys. And I mean, it's starting to look calamitous now in terms of not bringing in another center back, not bringing in cover for Gravenberch. Those are my kind of big concerns with their window. Man, it couldn't have gone worse in terms of it playing out exactly as my fellow haters over here thought it would play out. It's playing out exactly as you guys are saying. It is their worst case scenario of not the stars aren't up to speed. They're not fitting in the system. And now you have holes in other places. A lot of stuff to address. Like it's like the one meme where it's like the giant water jug, slap a little Flex Seal on it. It's like, it's only going to work for so long. You got a lot to fix.
They would be a very mean 5-back, but I don't think Slot has the balls.
They have 3 center backs.
Make it work.
Get more center backs. But yeah, that's the whole point. Michael Edwards.
They did buy one, and he did get hurt. He tore his ACL, so that's really
that's
unlucky.
true. That is tough.
And unlucky for the player too. But you can make it work. The team is not set up for success for what they built this summer, and there's not enough adjustment for me to give him any credit.
He is changing things, they're just not working.
Exactly, that's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the perfect shitstorm of politics, transfer ignorance, and just tactical.
They get protected though. They do get protected by the
more
than
big anybody.
Media. Not us.
Which is why we
have to shit on them.
We must. We are obligated.
It is our civic duty to shit on them.
It's who we are as people.
Fucking chance. They suck. They suck. And I enjoy shitting on them every single time. All right. Okay. I have to speed run my 5 things because I really don't want to be depressed the whole rest of the episode. Alrighty. So here's my 5 things from Manchester United losing in unprecedented fashion against Everton 1-0 at home. Up a man for 80 minutes. 1, deflating. Look, I just fucking put it out for you on a silver platter. Like, it was unprecedented. And I think every fan and the players and the manager, everything that has come out afterwards, very Grimsby-esque. Like, it's just deflating. I don't have any answers to it, really. It made me re-question everything that I've been looking at. If you look at the slate of games and how it was switched, it went from 5 undefeated, right, to now 3 straight games without a win. And that's how quickly it's going to turn. And I'm trying not to get to one way or the other because I did say it in our last video. I said United will lose a game to a team like Wolves. I wasn't expecting it to be up a man against Everton at home, but it happened. So that's my first thing. The second thing is Xerxes. I think he's 1 foot out the door. It was really poor for performance. I thought that it took him 70 minutes to get into a match where we were up a man. He's just not a target striker. You can just tell the difference between him or Cunha or Sesko when it's played. When he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. And this was just a perfect example of him not having it again. And whether that's minutes, I think he was given his last chance. This feels like his last chance to me. And it didn't go to plan. And I feel for him as a player. I feel for him as a human, but I can't sit and watch United games anymore because he's just not a goal threat. And what is a striker if he is only going to give you maybe 6-7 goals a season? It's not a very good one. Lesson 3, mentality and preparedness. Look, United are playing 1 game a season. That was my cope after losing the Europa League final. The idea that United mentally went up a man with 10 minutes left, or with 10 minutes in the game, and didn't seize the opportunity to go into the top 4, mentally they're not there. And mentally they're not ready. Like, that's a player's thing, right? Like, if I'm a player and I have an opportunity to go seek victory, I should do it to the best of my ability. And these guys, because they're playing once a week, should be at firing at all cylinders every single week, 120%. If they literally die on the field, they've got a week to fucking recover. And then you've got, on the other side of that, the manager has a week to fucking prepare. And every week I see him do one thing every week. And when it's changed just a little bit, he does nothing. We played a 5-back in a game where we were up a man. And then we went down a goal and we played a 5-back. And then he finally changed it, and that's lesson number 4 to a wing back. Ahmed is not a 10 in this system. I'm sorry to break it to you. He does not play well off the left. He plays well when he's behind Mbumo playing off the touchline. And that's the only time United look threatening. They only look threatening off the right, especially with Cunha missing. I do not need to see Dorgu Dallo. I do not need to see Dallo and Mazarari. I do not need to see Dorgu and Mazarari. Don't give me any iteration of that. I'd much rather see a kid play and then us just figure it out. So no more wingbacks where it's 2 wingbacks and we're 5 backing a whole game. It just doesn't work. We aren't good enough defensively to be doing a 5 back when you're conceding. You just fuck yourself in games. And then 5 will just bleed us straight into the United conversation. I'm stuck here because I don't want to talk about it because it pisses me off. But the question remains of, is it progression with United or is it delusion? And where do we currently stand? So I'll flip it over to you guys before I lose my head.
I was gonna say I love the title, Dylan. And what I will say is you guys did have a good run, right? 3 wins in a row, and then you draw 2, but 5 unbeaten, right? Given where you guys have been, that's huge. But the way I've kind of seen it is I think Mbumo's been fantastic. Cunha and Sesko, not as much, but I think overall, like that attack has been successful in spite of how they're set up, right? I know you guys are more on board with the Bruno and as an 8 thing. I'm not still. I just think it's not his fault they lost the game, but on the goal, right? Like I think the tackle he makes is not like a tackle you would want in a player that plays in the double pivot. It's not his best position. I think you unleash him as a creative monster, right? You don't try to have him play 1-2 with Casemiro. Like it's just, I don't love that. So I think the attack covers the holes. I think when they're firing, I think there's so much quality there. You can get away with the way you guys are set up. But I do think if you're making me pick one between the two here, between progression or delusion, I do think the sooner you get rid of this guy and you just got to rip the Band-Aid off, the better it's going to get. I just think you're handicapping yourself by saying there's only one way this is going to work. It's not Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? There's not only one way. And to your point, you're playing Everton, you're at home, 10 minutes into the game, Idrissa Gueye slaps his own teammate and gets sent off. Brilliant. Surely we don't have to put Mount at wing back. Like you can just kind of throw numbers. You don't have to do that, but I would lose my head if that's the situation. You're still not changing anything. It's like, are you trying to prove a point now, or are we trying to win games? Like, what are we doing? Is he trying to save his reputation as a coach? Like, this is how I play. Like, what are you doing? It is kind of crazy to me, and I am happy I called the KDH passion sesh. He's proper Chelsea. So I did let you know he'll cover ground, but the fact that he had that much space to operate, right? And if I'm not mistaken, because I wasn't able to watch the game, they did not try to attack the rest of the game, right?
No, that was their only shot.
Like immediately after they
right. It was like the 29th minute, something like that, and then it was just like, oh, we're done.
Or I guess like slightly after, but then they just have to hold on from that point, and they're a good defensive team.
Moyes'
so I
first
do think
win
a little bit is just unlucky.
Closing manager.
It's the beautiful game. This is what it's about. Sometimes it's a little ugly. But for Everton to go out there, score a wonder goal from KDH, and then lock up shop for the rest of the game, I think says a lot about their mentality and what they're bringing to the table. But to both your points, if you're up a man and you're running a 5-back, I think I'd get pretty upset too. I'm a big proponent of United need consistency in the way that they play, but there has to be a little bit of tactical flexibility. Part of me wants to say it might just be like the opposite of slot and saying like, oh shit, like what's going on? Should I change this? Like maybe I'll just stick with this and ride out the storm. It's the complete opposite. Instead of trying to put random parts into a missing screw hole, like he's just going with what he got, and he's running one empty screw hole up until he can fill it.
He kept talking about it
in
as
January.
soon as he came into the job, talking about we're going to suffer. You're still suffering where it's been a year. Like at what point do you go, okay, yeah, we can't do this anymore? So that's, And again, you were 90 minutes away from being in the top 4. I think we're having a very different conversation if that's the case, right? But
No, and
unfortunately,
yes.
like Dylan said, and I have experience with this, you knew this season would be up and down. It is so much easier said than done. It
100%.
is so much easier to just
Yep.
go, oh yeah, I know we're going to be inconsistent, because then you're seeing in real time, wait, just do this. Don't. What are we doing? We're not. It is beyond infuriating. But yeah, for me, I'm glad Facundo was in my ear to keep me grounded, remind me my stance. Don't get caught up in the results. We know where we stand on Mr. Amorim, and yeah, I do not think you guys will be successful with him.
For me, it's less of the games in which we know United are underdogs. And look, the stats don't lie. Like when United don't hold possession, they look really good.
Saw that stat. I know
they
exactly
look really
what you're
good. And when
about.
they hold the possession, they look really bad. That's not by accident. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, even if we were playing in a fucking 4-back, I don't think that changes. I don't think that changes at all. Like, let's look at the guys that are in these places. It's Ugarte. Not a good ball passer, right? So that doesn't change anything. Casemiro is only good at really the long switches. He's not really good at the intricate tiki-taka stuff. Manu is not a great ball progressor in that way. He's a ball carrier. And Bruno's the same thing. So even if United were in a sense of like, hey, like, we're going to hold possession, they don't have the tools to do that. That's why Elliot Anderson is such a big talking point, because that's a guy that can do that for you. And that's honestly where I'm having the biggest, like, anger portion. And in matches like this, I'm more angry that United conceded a goal, right? Because they shouldn't have. Everton only did that one thing, and I'm more angry with that because I think that United should just fucking play to their strengths. Like, the idea that United are trying to take the ball and trying to do that stuff, I get it. You're Man United. We are not Man United of old. Fucking give the other team the ball. I've seen Real Madrid do it for years. Give the other team the ball, play to your strengths, play out of possession, and beat teams going long. We cannot play through teams. I feel like that's
what they've been doing, though, where it's just like, all right, we're just going to be a hoofball team. Like, that's what we are now. But like you said, they don't have the tools to be able to defend. They're not good enough to defend for that long.
I don't think that's the case,
too. With your midfield personnel, regardless of what coach you have, you don't have profiles to keep the ball.
No.
Like, the squad building, regardless of who's in charge, like, you do not have the profiles to be able to hang on to the ball in possession.
I think that's why he plays this formation, though.
He has no choice.
Formation.
That's why Bruno is playing so deep.
Yes, I understand that, but this is why it works. And we've been saying, like, if he gets the personnel in the midfield, it's going to look different. Right now,
I think you need like 2 Caicedos to make it work.
Bruno is pulling shit out of his ass when he can and doing a job running up and down the pitch. And he's just the best player, so he can continue to do that stuff and play the 8 out of position. Yes, it's not his best position, but he still can do a job. But in terms, like, we've been talking about this one missing position. They tried to go for it in the summer, and it got blocked by the Players Club.
I don't even think that would have done it, to be honest. You guys know how I feel about him, Baleba.
That's fine.
This is hindsight. When we were talking about in the summer.
Oh, no. I've been saying that he wasn't the one.
That's fine.
Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elliot Anderson or Wharton, one of those profiles that can be able to play the ball as well. Be interested, but I still don't think it's
more legs and able to play the ball in that position helps.
I agree, and I think you guys have swung me a little bit more in the direction of they also have a horribly built squad. I forgot that
That's the main thing
it's
why
I
have reservations with shitting on Amorim is because like it takes time to build this squad.
Well, like Dylan mentioned,
loads of money to spend. They had to do a lot in the transfer market to get these players, and it takes time. And he doesn't even have the team that he wants yet.
Mentioned it was Xerxes too, and I'm a fan. I still think he is a good player. He is a good footballer, right? Like I think we can agree on that, but. One manager signed him. I think that's very obvious. And then another manager immediately comes in. And as soon as he came in, we all knew that's not going to work. Tried him as a 10. That didn't work. He got hooked in the first half. I thought that was his last United game when that happened.
Yeah.
And I still think he's a good player. I think he'll do well at a lot of clubs, especially if he went back to Italy, but clearly not a fit in this system. And you have tons of players like that. Ugarte was bought by Ten Hag. And funny enough, he used to play with Amorim, but I do not think he's the same player anymore.
Nope.
Shout out PSG for coming in and taking that deal away from us. We almost bought him. I appreciate that a lot, PSG. But yeah, it's an island of misfit toys, which we always say with United. Regardless of how the windows are talked about, it always ends up when we're not during transfer talk. It always goes back to United's squad doesn't make sense. We always kind of get back there, and I get it. I'm one that gets blown away by transfers. I'm guilty of it myself, but that is another thing that is true. But yeah, I understand the argument of who else is out there, but I just do not think it will. I don't think it can work with him in there. I think they're performing in spite of what he is doing. But you're also right. It's not a great.
It's a mix of everything.
Yes,
I'm confused.
Always
when
is with
people
United.
say this. Like, what is the solution?
Yeah, this is where I keep coming back to.
They need a 6 that can play the ball, and there's unfortunately not many that can play the ball.
No. What's the solution to the current United issue? What would you do if you were manager? Like, if you were the manager, you're seeing this squad. What are you doing? What's the switch?
I were the manager. First off, let's just be clear. If I were the manager, I would be double agent. I'd sabotage. I'd find a way to cook books. I'd get them a points deduction. They're relegated. But for on a serious note, I feel like, honestly, a lot of managers, you go 4-2-3-1. That's what it looks like on paper. And then there's a million variations nowadays, right? But I think, like I said, most importantly, you need a 6 that can carry the ball and cover space. That is the most coveted profile in football. I think once everyone saw what Rodri was able to do, and obviously a Ballon d'Or on top of it, but everyone realized, oh, in today's game, that's the position you build around. You can do a lot when you have that. I think as soon as Chelsea got Caicedo up and running, that's when you get the beginning of the project, right? So you need to do that.
You're speaking from a place of comfortability and luxury, though. These are the most sought-after players in the world. And there's like 3. There's 3 world-class fucking 6s in the world right now. And you're talking like this, like they could just go pick one up off the side of the street.
I'll just throw out names and surely they can get one of them, right? Elliot Anderson, Wharton, Baleba, honestly, Chouameni. I think they can get anyone.
And one guy that hasn't proved it as a world-class, I don't think.
Oh, he's not world-class. I didn't say that. I'm just saying I think all of those guys hugely
for this to work, like they need to be. Like I don't see a 4-2-3-1 even with the squad they have now. I don't see it working.
It was very similar. A 4-2-3-1 is what they played with Ten Hag, and it didn't work. It didn't work.
A lot of it is the personnel for me, because what Grant wants isn't to kick Bruno out of the 8 or that double pivot role. Then who are you playing in the double pivot? You're playing Ugarte and fucking Casemiro? Or are you playing Mainu and Casemiro?
I honestly think you could try Casemiro, Mainu, Bruno. I think it worked, 2 years ago? But
it worked. There's the kicker. There's the kicker. It worked 2 years ago when Casemiro was just recently out of Real Madrid. And that's honestly where I keep having the issues. And I heard Bruno talk about it a little bit, which was, look, I'm good on the ball. I can dictate tempo. It's not like my main suit, but I can do it to a very high level. And Bruno has proven that he can do that this season. The issue is games like this where it becomes hero ball. That's the worst side of Bruno. And Bruno will always go the extra mile. And if you were to move Bruno into the left 10, let's just say that's the position that he would go to. The ball does not get to Bruno Fernandes because he's not winning aerial duels. That's why Cunha was brought in. And that's why it doesn't work.
But that's my whole thing. Like the fact that we're talking about Bruno left 10, right 10. Bruno needs to be the 10, right? The fact that we have to shoehorn him into a spot because Amorim's system in a perfect world, it's very, very important that it's very tactically written in stone, right? You have 2 guys in the half space. You have 2 guys holding width. You have 1 striker running the channels. You have your double pivot. You have your 3. Like that's what this system is super reliant on. And I think that's very anti-Bruno.
I feel like last year that was the case. But this year, I've seen Brian and Bumo play all across the front line. I've seen Matheus Cunha play all across the front line in games. Like they have swapped sides. They've gone in the middle. They've picked up the ball deep. They've done all that stuff. So I don't think it's that structured when it comes to those players. But when this game in particular, the players that came off the bench, Mount, Dalot, Kobe Mainu. Now I'm going to read you the rest of the subs bench. Bindier, Heaven, Martinez, Malacia, Ugarte, and Shane Lacey. Look, I want to see Shane. Yeah, Malacia.
Nice.
That is where United are at with the current construction of the squad.
Yeah, I saw the subs because I saw the subs. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He didn't.
Yeah,
I was like, he
Dude,
didn't make
that's
5
exactly
subs.
what I was
Crazy.
gonna
What
say,
sub
Dylan.
was he
I
supposed
looked
to
at it.
make?
I could totally
Yep.
picture Amorim just going, this isn't working.
Shit.
Oh, let me go bring in the 16-year-old
I'm gonna keep trying
for his
this.
first
Yo,
debut.
you guys are right. It's not all his fault on the day like that. I can definitely concede, but I still think big picture, right?
No.
What we've seen over the course of a year, it's not enough for me.
Look, and that's
I
totally
just
fine.
think
That's fair.
it's very like positive thinking to say, oh, we're gonna sack this guy, and then a better guy's gonna want to come manage the club. Like anyone with a brain can see that this team is not built for success. Like if you're gonna walk in there, you're gonna have a tough fucking time.
I still
And this
think they're
guy
capable
said,
of qualifying
I'm gonna have a
Champions
tough
League.
time. It's gonna
I
be
still
tough,
think they are right
and I'm
now.
gonna
You guys thought that
go
too.
do it.
I still
Yeah,
think they
I
are
think
right
They
now.
lost
They're
one game.
They're
They
3
lost
points
one
off of
game,
it.
1-0 to a
That's the
very
thing.
good Everton team this year
Yes,
who has
it's
a
not the end of
lot
the
of
world.
heart. So I do think this is being blown out of proportion. Granted, I did not watch the whole game, and I do not care about United.
Oh, bro, I didn't watch any of the game.
So it's
this
like,
is how I feel about this team, and
I
the
know,
fact that
but
they get this result gives me the
yes.
opportunity.
Look,
I
Pickford made a
guess,
couple
but
of
this is
ridiculous saves
this
in
is
this as
not
well.
the
Fantastic.
Wolves beating United analogy that I think Dylan was alluding to earlier.
Yes,
in
I
the
would
last
agree with
one.
that.
Like, yes, that probably is still coming, but Everton are not a fucking relegation team this year. They are so different. Man down, not a man down. They have heart every game, and they have players that can just fucking rip it out of nowhere, and that's what happened. And then they
Moyes has
have
never
the
beat
ability to
them
lock
at
up.
Old Trafford as an opposing manager. Like, I think to your point, yes, Everton are a tough team to beat, but I still think with a red card 10 minutes in the game, you need to be better than that.
What the
No,
bro,
100%.
What
Everyone
teams
needs
have
to be
Moyes
better.
had? And look at the like I don't like that stat
European
at all.
champions who at West Ham. That's what he had.
They needed to be better.
My point exactly.
Yeah. They needed to be better. United sucked on the day. It's deflating. And that's why we have these conversations every single time. For me personally, the reason that I use the Wolves analogy is because it's just the mentality of you're going to have super lows and you're going to have super highs. This was another super low. And for United, I need to see mentally that these guys, after, having a defeat like this, can bounce back. Can they bounce back? Because if they cannot, there's either two things wrong. One, the players aren't fit. Or two, they don't believe in the manager. And one of those things has to give at some point. I think there's a potential that they both give at the end of the season. But if we do the same thing, this is a year, right? We're at a year of Amorim. If we do this same thing again, where they sack him right now, or they sack him in January,
back to square one.
We're going right back to the same process. Leave it to the summer. If that's the case, we have a full 2-year sample size. It's not good enough. They don't get anything. Then we can get there. Then
I'm with it. I hope they keep them through the summer.
Like, you're gonna have Embuemo and Cunha looking good this season. Make the decision in summer to sack Amorim. They're gonna bring some guy in, and who's to say he even likes Cunha and Embuemo? They could leave. They could be pushed out the squad. Like, you can't keep doing this. And I know it's a crazy thing to say because Pep is like the only tenured coach in the whole Premier League. Everyone else has like a 2-year tenure. Arteta's got 5 years. He's the next highest. 6. Those two are the outliers in terms of tenure at a Premier League club. But I think that's very indicative. Look at where they're finishing in the table. These guys are building something. Year after year, they can continue to grow upwards. These other teams, they build something a year, 2 years, then they tear it fucking down, sell everyone, or just it turns to complete shit.
Because I think my perspective probably changes my opinion on the United situation because
that's a little different.
Exactly.
But you guys
I've seen get rid of them and it immediately
but
fixes
that's
the problem.
why. No, but you got rid of 3-4 guys.
I'm just talking historically.
You guys got rid
in general.
No. There's a big
you guys got rid of 4 guys in a row before you got the right guy.
They had guys in that team to where you could change manager and they can still work with it. I agree, but
how long ago did the Clear Lake project start?
After 21-22.
So that's a 5. We are at a 5-year project for Clear Lake.
3.
We are in 3. So wait, I think
this is their 4th season.
This is their 4th season. United with Ineos are in what
they're
year?
Just trying to do, bro.
So that's, I think, to Mila's point. Like, you guys,
we bottomed out.
Slow down.
You guys scrapped it, and then if ever built it to this point, I think United need to do something similar. That's what
I'm just so happy. Speaking about it being the 100th subscriber special, I did say it before Ten Hag even got sacked. You were getting the Potter year. I didn't think you'd have the whole arc, but is this your Pochettino year? I don't know.
I don't know
if it is. you're gonna be upset.
United are just have given me a 13 drama season of just hell.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for the redemption arc at some point. I'm just hoping it happens relatively soon because I might lose my mind.
Sure.
By the 500th subscribers. I don't know.
Nice.
All right, let's switch gears.
Oh,
United
wait.
suck balls.
Not in the FA Cup, sorry. I didn't even mean to do that.
We're not in the EFL.
Oh,
We are
no,
in
that
the
was the EFL Cup. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. You don't do that's blocked out of my mind. It doesn't even have it anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The biggest game of the weekend.
Let's get
do
this over with.
quick. Yeah, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Let's preview it. This is the biggest. This is another massive match for the Premier League table. Obviously, it's 1 versus 2 currently, but if City want a chance, they need Chelsea to win or drop points. Right? They need all the help they can get. Chelsea. We're going to talk about it in a second. Could be title challengers with a win. Cole Palmer might be back. Arsenal have looked really good. They play Bayern Munich tomorrow, so we won't have that sample in front of us, but they've looked incredible. Eze's coming off a hat trick. Like, this is the 2 most informed Premier League teams battling each other for a chance at a title challenge conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're at here. And it all comes down on Sunday. I don't know how you guys want to approach it.
Bayern in the midweek is a good starting point. That's probably the best team outside the Premier League.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like, I don't think anyone can compare. But that's going to be a tough game. And
Yeah.
I know Company's going to want to make it hard for them because at heart, he's still a Spurs
Kane
fan.
loves a goal at the Emirates.
Kane at heart is still a Spurs fan. So there is a lot for these Bayern guys to go and take it to them. And I think it's going to say a lot about Arsenal in how they respond at the weekend against Chelsea. If they still have that desire, that heart, then I think that's the point where I can buy into what they're selling.
Yeah.
Winner's mentality type of thing. My heart wants to say that Chelsea are going to make it out of this winners, but my brain's saying Arsenal. Based on Chelsea's biggest weakness is Arsenal's greatest strength.
What defending set pieces? We can't do that. In all seriousness, I do think there was a huge win for them on the weekend. I think Spurs are awful. I got it wrong with Frank. He's been hurt, so like that doesn't need to be said. But regardless of that, they picked them apart. We've been very loud about no set piece goals. They got 4 open play goals, and I mean, regardless if that's easy Tottenham were to play through, they did play through them. Did they not? So
yeah, I mean, we've been talking to. Sorry, just about your Tottenham point. I think we've been talking that they're Arsenal 2.0.
Right, yeah.
If we weren't biased as fuck, or if I wasn't biased as fuck, I probably would have told you this would have happened, but obviously got to root for chicken.
Cope.
Yeah, but for the team that copies what the other team does, I feel like the better team at that tactic, that style, is going to win out 9 out of 10 times.
The way we talk about Arsenal are what Tottenham actually are. Unironically, like that is what they are doing. It's crazy. Like to your point of the Arsenal 2.0, that's what we mean by that. Where like the way we describe Arsenal is actually
B-tier Arsenal. Yeah.
Like because Arsenal, I mean, even last year, right, where they were struggling to score goals, they still had the positional rotations. They still look really good and all that, but then there's just nothing at the end. So getting a guy like Eze, again, he always starts seasons slow, but he seems to be getting warmed up. And again, as an Arsenal fan coming home, you're playing Tottenham. I'm sure there was a little extra juice there. He also likes scoring against us. But yeah, I think it's a massive game. I mean, I think I said it before. If I had to pick between this and the Barca game, I would have taken this, right? We need to win this game a lot more than we needed to win today, even though I'm absolutely thrilled. But hopefully Esteval earns a start, right? Because I think the kid's absolute magic. And at this point, like,
he's gotta
come on. We have to get him in the lineup. But I think Neto also gets in, so it'll probably be Neto on the left, Esteval in the team. But Esteval needs to play. He needs to start because
you have to test them.
I think Calafiori's a good player. But it's a lot with him at Arsenal. It's been a lot more of him going forward, which is funny because he was signed. He played center back for his last team, but he does really well in advanced positions. But I think having a guy like Esteval to keep him honest, I mean, that can get really serious, especially with Gabriel being out. And Capier is no slouch, but he hasn't been playing too many minutes, right? He just came back from injury, so he's not up to match fitness or Gabriel's standard. So I think that's an important thing to look at. Palmer potentially coming back. I don't think he starts, to be honest.
No, he won't start. There's no way.
I think he comes off the bench if he's fit enough. But in these bigger games, Maresca loves to seem to load that midfield up with, in a perfect world, Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo. But I think he likes to put Reece in there. I still don't love it, to be honest. I think he's better coming from right back to be an extra midfielder, not to be a midfielder just to begin with. But I do think we're more than capable. We've drawn the past 2 years in this fixture. So we're more than capable of winning this game. And we always talk about it with derbies. Throw the form out the window. Like, these are just two good teams. Who wants it more? Like, it always ends up feeling like it comes down to that in a derby.
Go ahead.
I just think you guys need to focus on Trossard, shutting him down.
I
think he's been one of the major
keys.
You
stole it out of my mouth, you asshole.
You're not worried about Saka?
No.
Dude, I have him in my fantasy team. I can tell you I'm not worried about Saka.
No.
Cool.
They do not have a striker right now. I don't think Gyökeres is going to be up for this.
He might.
Trossard he has been their most consistent player. He has been their unsung hero. I think that he deserves so much praise for the role that he's played this season. To me, this point, like, this is the only thing that would concern me is if you're playing Gusto out there with the form that Trossard's in, that is Cook City, dude. That's not a position.
You still love letting people cut in. I will give you that.
Oh man,
that's a dangerous.
And I think I know.
Right
I know. I think for Reece is there, I really don't have much of a concern, respectfully. But again, I kind of mentioned it when we were talking about the 5 things at the beginning. Andre Santos, to me, is much more capable of playing in a midfield than a Gusto or a Reece, but I think the trust just isn't there yet. He hasn't gotten enough minutes under his belt with us. I think he's starting to get there, and I'd love to see him trusted in a game like this. But because again, I think in these big games he loves to load up the midfield, put as much physicality and quality, because that's what these guys have the blend of: a Caicedo, Enzo, Santos, Lavia when he's fit. That's what it's about. So I think we're more than capable, but it really does come down to the attackers putting their chances away.
I mean, with all that conversation, the question, this is a very similar question to, I think, something I posed a year ago, which is, should Chelsea be
right before we fell off, Dylan?
Right before you fell off. But this is the moments. And we talked about it with Arsenal, and I said they need to be a moments team this year. Can they pick up on the moments? This is a chance for Chelsea to take a moment and run with it. And they should absolutely be in this conversation. To our conversation about Esteval starting, you have to impose your will on Arsenal. You cannot play their game. You will lose it. Every team that has done that in recent spurts, they've only lost 1 game since the Liverpool one. Liverpool was the last game they lost. You play their game, you will lose. But if Chelsea can come out and make a statement, I have no issue running a crazy agenda that they could be the title winners this year.
I mean, I said it at the beginning of the year that we should be in this conversation, but my opinion hasn't changed. I don't think we are there yet. So in terms of, do I think we are going to win the league? I do not. I think we're in second place, but I think similar to what we were saying last year about the league, where Liverpool were far and away better than everybody, but the rest just wasn't as good. They weren't up for it. I feel the same way about 2 through 20 in the Premier League. I think we've underperformed this year. I think we've underwhelmed. Second place isn't as reflective of how we've been playing, but again, this is a huge opportunity nonetheless. We're in a good run of form. If you win this game, you're 3 points off the title. You play them again. And if you want to win a title, you're going to have to beat these guys away, right? Like, that's what title winners do. But I don't think we're there yet. I just don't, honestly, because again, we're talking about how are we going to go play Arsenal instead of playing their way? We got to break their press, right? Who's the line breaker in the back? His ACL is gone. So as much as I like the guys in our team and I like the quality that we have, I love the outlook on our future. I think we are going to be very good for a long time when the pieces and the chips fall as they do. But when I look at the team this year, as much as I want it to be the case, I just don't trust it. Like we were saying, Dylan, with it'll be a roller coaster. I don't think we're in smooth sailing by any stretch. I don't think we're there yet. So as much as I want to be in the title, and I think this team, as built, still can compete and go to the wire and be in and around, which is what my expectation was at the beginning of the season. I don't think we're going to be pushing match week 36. We have a chance. I don't think so.
It's hard to look ahead that much.
Yeah,
I think, but
We should
In
be.
terms of this game, I think is the game that kind of says
It'll tell us.
whether you're titled challengers or not. Not even if you like necessarily win it, but just the fact that you would
How?
be taking points off the
How does it
current
look?
first place team, and that alone shapes up the table.
I agree.
If you lose this game and you are the number one challenger on paper at this point, and they run away, what 7, 8? What would be 10?
They would
It'd be
be
nine.
9
Or they would be
points.
9. They would be 9
Depending
above
on
you,
what you guys
10
do.
above
you guys.
us. Yes,
You guys are 7
at
off
least
of it.
at
so
least
if you-
10.
yeah.
Yes, at least.
No, they'd be
Mhm.
at least 7.
At least 7.
If you guys win
Oh
next
yeah,
week.
sorry, you're right. Yeah.
And City or no, but yeah, to give it to them on a yellow brick road, yeah, I'd be very upset about that. I think,
Yes.
especially as
So, like-
rivals in a derby, you can't let that happen.
I can totally just see your center backs having issues in this game. One, not both.
Yeah.
And that being the switch in this game, the thing that changes.
I don't
the
even know if
result.
Fofana can play.
I mean,
Does he have another full 90 in him?
Yeah. You might have to, dude.
He's played 30% of his games since signing. Like, you know what I mean? It's
But yeah,
dicey.
I don't know.
I mean,
All
you
of our
could-
good
I
runs
think
of form.
Caicedo, your midfield will be a lot of help in this game, though. And I think that's
That's-
where you just have to try to make the game, just make it a dogfight in the midfield, and
course.
whoever the better team is will come out on top.
But
hopefully.
again,
But,
in terms
yeah,
of
you
are they
can't let that
title
control.
challengers, those guys are already beat up, and we are less than a third of the way through the year. So that doesn't give me confidence for we can sustain this. I think if I had to pick, what are we more likely to win this year in terms of a major? You can call me crazy. I think we're much more likely to win the Champions League than we are the Premier
Agreed.
League, just the way the team's built. I think they can put it together on any one game, 90 minutes. But over the course of the season, you see Maresca struggles sometimes, right? He makes bad decisions. He makes bad substitutions. He's a young manager. It happens. When he has the time to game plan, analyze, how am I going to beat this one team? He's a master. But, oh, wow. Burnley looked different than I thought they would. We got dominated for half an hour by Burnley.
And
I wouldn't say
walked away
dominated,
2-0
but they were the better
victors,
team.
though. That's the point, though. You guys still walked away winners in that game. You walked
Yes.
away
Yeah.
with 3 points.
I see the sign.
Last year, you weren't going to walk away with 3 points
No.
there.
We did it at the end, but yeah.
What I will say is momentum is a bitch, right? If you guys go into this and
That's
you
kinda where my
just
point
come
is,
off
yeah.
of the back of beating Barca, and then you
Yes.
beat Arsenal, and then you get Cole Palmer back, things roll very quickly. That's how this
We're
sport
capable.
works.
I just don't think they will, Dylan. If that's as short, as concise as I
that
can
wasn't
put it.
the
No, but that's
question.
But that's not the
not the
question. It's
question.
can you challenge for the title? Not can you win the
Yeah.
will you win the title? Can you challenge for the title?
Absolutely, they can.
Yes. The answer is yes. I don't
The
think
answer is yes.
anyone in
Regardless
watching
of the
Premier
table
League
not
should
being
doubt that you guys
representative.
are challengers. The table is representative, bro.
I think
Not
I
to
think
me.
it
I
the
mean,
league
United
has
were
been
one game
good.
away from being top 4, and now they're 10th. Like
Because
I
the
think
rest
but
of
that's
the league
that's
has been
actually
fucking
that's how
fantastic.
I was gonna say United
And
outside
the fact
of
that
we talked about-
Arsenal
yeah.
are supposed to be like the number 1 team in this league and they're not running away with it, unless
Well, it depends on how this fixture
they
goes.
beat, like
Perhaps they
exactly
might have a
like at
chance.
this point though, before this game, to say that the table is not indicative of the way that the league's been going, like I don't think that's true at all.
I don't
think
think
this is
our
very
league
indicative.
start is worthy of second.
You
I've
guys
watched
have
every
only.
game,
I
man.
mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. You guys
Won
have.
your
I mean,
games.
but you've missed your best player. Like
Oh,
that's where I go back to.
I'm
Like
all-
the fact
I
that you guys have
agree.
only dropped 5 points. I mean, if we had gone into the season and gone, you don't have your center back one, and you don't have Cole Palmer. I think we were looking at this a lot more pessimistic than optimistic. And then
I
on
just
top
think
of that,
Cole
your
will-
starting striker gets hurt, and João Pedro wasn't firing at all cylinders. Like that's you guys are in
I
a
agree.
place where
Yeah.
it could be.
How about
it's-
underwhelming? Is that a better description of it? I've been underwhelmed so far. I thought we would come out the gates firing a lot hotter, and
I think
just
you were
game
just
by game
giddy off that World
performance-wise.
Cup, that Club
Yeah.
World Cup win.
I think this is just
For sure.
realistic for what it is. The fact that
But
me
I
and
think
Mila had you guys finishing second, so
Yeah.
that's
Well,
why
I
you
had
guys
us
are-
third.
Yeah,
I had
Right,
you.
so-
I had you finishing over. I mean, this works perfectly for me. If you guys win and Arsenal can lose some matches this season, and I
think
can
that's
get my
exactly what I
predicky
had, too.
right, then
Again, I'm also
if
confident
City-
with you better win one now, Arsenal. I was telling Facundo this yesterday when he was here. You better get it while you can. I do think we are
It's
going to
gonna
be
be
very
tough,
good for a
yeah.
very long time. But Yeah, we're more than capable, but I genuinely think Colwell is a much bigger miss than Palmer is because you have players who are not capable of what Palmer's capable of, but in terms of output from that position, yes. No one else in the
You
squad
don't
can do what Colwell does for us in
you
that
don't think there's
position.
a
So
chance you go get that type of profile in January,
it-
knowing that two of your
I'll be
senior center
6'4"
backs
next
cannot
week
do
before
it?
that happens.
I actually don't think it's that crazy. You guys spend money.
I think
Oh, I
Just
know.
I think
necessity.
it's silly
You don't
to
know about
take
our
it out.
sporting directors, do you? I'm not kidding when I say the things I say in our group chat
If
about
you
them.
beat Arsenal next game
We beat
and are
PSG.
looking, listen, let me fucking talk. If you beat Arsenal and you go into this January transfer window, couple points, 2 wins off of a championship, off of a trophy, and your coach comes to the board and says, "Hey, I'm pretty sure I can win this. I just need a center back." I'm pretty sure that your sporting directors are going to throw money at a center back,
That just
especially when he
happened.
points.
He literally said publicly, "We need another center back."
That was that
After-
wasn't.
It's not the January
It was a
window
little
yet. Like,
different.
we don't know what you guys are doing behind closed doors right now.
We had more time.
None of us are.
We had
None
a
of us are
month to
insiders.
get one over the line.
You guys
I'm
are
just
always
saying,
doing transfer business. You
Mila's
guys will sign
we bought a
I'm just-
16-year-old center back 3 weeks ago. That's kind of my whole point, Mila. That's how these sporting directors operate. They do not operate the way you're talking about, and I kind of wish they did.
Then
but
that's silly. Then I can't. I don't know.
you see,
That's it.
now you know why I talk about them the way I do because I can almost assure you it won't happen, Mila. As soon as Colwell tore his ACL, it was
From a
first day
business
back. We had
standpoint,
we had a
this
month
doesn't
to
make
bring
sense
one in.
either.
We didn't. And the long term, you cannot obstruct it. That's kind of the way these guys approach it. There's no way they go buy a guy in January that's
The long
experienced
you guys
or
need a
that you
center
can
back
plug in.
anyways.
I just think it could be a young guy. I feel like you
It
guys will
doesn't
spend
have
money. I
to.
just
A
don't know if it'll be.
26-year-old established starter center back
Yeah,
for a
you
Champions League
lost me
team that
25.
isn't feeling.
Mila, I would love nothing more. Trust me.
I think
it won't
I
happen.
think if that's the case, then a lot of people need to look in the mirror. If you guys are second, a game or two off
This is all
of
I've
winning
this
a
is
cha-
all I've been screaming.
No,
from
you
the
haven't been
rooftops.
in
These
this
guys-
situation though. You just
Yeah,
said you
but they're
don't
gonna
think you're
probably
gonna
do
win
it again.
the title. Like I just don't. I don't know.
I
Time
thought we
will
were
tell.
That would be
capable, and then
silly.
Colwell tore his ACL, and then they didn't replace him.
Time.
Yes, doing
time
that in
will
a
tell.
month is a lot harder, but having 4 or
They
5
have the
months
whole.
to
I
do
see what you're
that
saying
behind
there.
closed doors, like
Do
I'm
you
just
think
saying, we're
maybe
not
they changed
insiders.
their
We
mind?
don't know what they're doing. It would
I
not
don't think
surprise me if they just whipped out a signing saying, "Oh, look, we're gonna accelerate this signing. We have a chance to push for the title, and our coach needs a center back."
I think if
I don't think that's
anything,
crazy.
they bring back one of the guys they loaned out. They loaned a center back to Dortmund and another one back to
Then
Strasbourg.
you
If
guys aren't
anything, they.
serious. Then that's it.
I'm dead
Like
serious.
that's it. I know
No,
you're
then
serious, but as a
they're-
club,
They're
you
treating
are
it
not
like Brighton.
serious.
They're treating it like Brighton.
It's
So what
silly.
you said,
Brighton have
Mila,
never been in
I
this
love.
situation. Brighton
I
are never sitting
agree,
in
Mila.
second
What
place.
you
This
said
is
about Bob
not,
earlier, where it was like, I love Bob. I think he's a great player. He needs to develop. We don't have time for that shit. Get a buyback clause. Go get Semenyo. Oh, you know that DJ Academics gif where he's like in the chair like that? Like that's how I was feeling because that will never happen under these sporting directors who got contract extensions in the middle of the summer window. That will never
Yeah.
happen. The way you explained it, yes, I agree. That's where my stance was in the summer. When Colwell went down, I was like, no, this team's good enough now. In my opinion, sorry, we might have to block a few pathways, but I thought the team was good enough. If Colwell was available, okay, fine, replace him. Get a top class center back. And that's not the way these guys operate. So that's also probably why I hold some reservations.
I don't know.
Both
I
of
feel
you
like
guys
the
are
coach
right.
has
By the
got to
way.
say something at some point.
I appreciate you saying it.
He actually he did say it. I think that there's a chance you guys do it just because I think he's gonna
If he
say
did say
stuff again.
something,
And,
I'm pretty sure I'm more right in this situation. If he
No,
came
I
out
think he's gonna
publicly
say
and
it
No,
again.
Maresca publicly said it in the summer. As soon as Colwell,
Yeah.
we need a new center back multiple
Yes,
times.
and
I
if he's
think-
gonna,
I think he's gonna
if
do it
he
again.
said that then, and they didn't do it, I'm sure he's fucking in their ears saying, "Hey, still need that center back," and oh, look where we're at in the fucking table.
Yes, I agree.
Really
I
need
hope
that
it
center
works.
back
I
now.
hope he's a good
Like-
salesman.
He's not scared to
mean,
say things publicly. He
also-
did it today, so
Oh, I love
he'll
him.
do it
He's
again.
great.
He'll do
earlier
it again.
summer, earlier into the he's had more time with the team. Like there might be more reasons to give him that signing now than at the start of the season where he was like, let's see if you can make do with what you have. You've seen that you can't make do with what you have. And the thing that's separating you from being that top team at the top is this one position. Like, a business person, if they're operating it like a business, should know to just go buy that person. So I don't like that. Oh, they operate it like a business. It stonks. Like, yeah, you can do that, but
They
you can
do.
also make a lot of money winning this trophy. So if they're only concerned about money, maybe go win the trophy.
I just hate that you even brought this up because now I'm gonna think they might actually do it. Like that's the problem. I genuinely don't think these guys are capable, bro.
I'm a manifester, man.
I hope it works.
You know I am.
I all too familiar.
All right, gents. We have officially eclipsed the hour 30-minute mark. So really quickly, Manchester City versus Leeds. I'm going 3-0.
4-1.
1-0 City.
Nice.
Manchester United play Palace. I'm going to go with a bounce back 2-1.
Where?
It's at Palace, but Palace play on Thursday in Strasbourg.
Oh, huge game.
That's why I think
playing
we
the
bounce
Berg.
back. I hope.
Tap in.
If they don't, then I'll crash out next week.
Yeah, 1-0 Palace though, for sure.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
2-2.
2-2. And then the last one, Chelsea versus Arsenal.
1-0 Chelsea.
Dude,
Yeah, let's go with that.
Fuck. 1-0. I want a good game, and 2, I want a race. So I'm gonna go 3-2 Chelsea.
I was gonna do
5
that, but then
goals
I
are
was like,
scored in this game.
That
last
fuck yeah,
time I
dude.
predicted that many goals against Arsenal, it didn't go too well.
No. I just want a good game, and I want it to be a title race. Those are the
I
two
want everyone to
things.
have fun.
That's pretty much what I'm aiming at here. But the predictions are in. I want to give a special shout out to all the collaborations that we've done, all the guests that have come on our show. Obviously, getting to 100 subs has been a awesome milestone and something that we've been hoping and praying on for a long time. So thank you guys all for that. Obviously, I'm going to thank you too, Mila and Garnt, for being on the journey with me as well. So we are fucking awesome. We are the best. Now on the road to 500 subscribers by sometime in the future. I'm Dylan alongside Mila and Grant, and this has been Clash of Clubs, episode 72. We will see you guys in the next one.
Words for him. Different gravy. Glorious goal. Wreathed in red. We're really seeing the most extraordinary finish here. On this day of days, has he delivered? Just magnificent. Potentially life-changing. That's football. Minute you let it under your skin, then you begin to make it better.